faculty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and let's see if I can get this light fixed here. What's going on, my people? Let me turn this light off real quick. All right, I'll adjust myself. What's up? Welcome, everybody. Hit that like button on your way in. I'll get myself situated back here. I'm so very in love with my new setup. You guys wouldn't even believe it. All right. I'm so happy I'm here only because you guys are here for me. So welcome, everybody. We're gaining traction. You might have watched the NaZiyah Harris episode with Grizzly True Crime today. I listened to it as well. However, been there, done that, my friends. Been there, done that. I've been there and I've done that, and I have so much more to talk about. I also have Bree, who's Gothic Bree, our moderator. She's going to be moderating, and we're going to have some according to Bree, because I got to tell you guys, NaZiyah Harris's family knew and they did nothing. What in the heck was happening? Now, this is definitely another Madeline Soto, Stephen Stearns case, but when I say 10 times worse, please believe me that it's 10 times worse. Now, some of the things you might have seen today on Grizzly and the things that I was watching with the preliminary hearing, they weren't as bad until you break it down. And yes, I got my Leo shirt on today, folks. We got Leo energy in the house. So do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like, smash that like, punch that like, put your DNA on that like button, because we are here to get justice for NaZiyah Harris. Okay, I want everyone to know her name. So I'm going to welcome everybody. Nope, not today. Azrabella Sunshine says the Grizzly chat was lit with some close to the case, and I would love that too. Oh, and you guys are lit today too. Look at how big we got this going. So if you guys do have the means to donate and super chat or super sticker, you'll get way big up there. I can see your beautiful faces and this chat. So I want my chat to be lit because we're talking about NaZiyah and we need justice for her. And not only that, but I got the dirt on the family, you guys. You guys are not going to believe when I tell you some of the things I do today. So her family knew, did nothing. Some of the main players were the grandma and auntie that had 5. Some debated that she had 6 kids with that human garbage Jarvis Butts. What's up, Foxy Amazon? Good to see you. I'm going to put your beautiful face up there. Love all the green today in chat. And I'm glad you guys are watching that. I'm glad you guys are watching. I'm glad Grizzly decided to cover this. Yes, I'm lit today. I'm lit and I'm ready to go. I have so much information, more than what you saw today. But the important part about the preliminary hearing is that now we're scheduled for trial on the 7th. We're looking right now at March 7th, 2025. And you best believe I'm going to cover every part of that I can. So let me just tell you real quick. NaZiyah's Aunt Shannon had a freaking birthday party for Jarvis Butts while he was in jail. And they had him on the phone celebrating. If that doesn't say that NaZiyah's family is all in for Jarvis Butts, you can't tell me what is. Now, yesterday we talked about the black community and we talked a little bit about light skin, black skin. I got to tell you, I did dig deeper and I looked into it. And in fact, those women, because of Jarvis's light skin, think that he's the bee's knees. They were loving on Jarvis because they thought he was a beautiful, light skinned black man, which disgusts me. Absolutely disgusts me. These women were pining over him. They were letting him fix their car and he was giving them money. And may not have said money to sleep with NaZiyah, but I'm going to tell you what, that's what it was for. They were and Bree's going to tell you a lot of the connections with these people. That's why I have her today. There's so much more to this case. You guys have no clue. So hear me out. Aunt Shannon was having a birthday party for Jarvis while he was in jail. Okay? In jail for unaliving and impregnating a teenage girl that he had been doing that to for years. Now, they're also saying the grandma and Aunt Shannon knew what Jarvis was doing because there's many text messages between them, as well as they knew NaZiyah was pregnant and they knew who she was pregnant with, you guys. So that's sick. If you can find something sicker, I say send it my way because I'll cover it. Yeah, color means nothing on what's the inside that counts. But what I'm telling you is in that community in Detroit, those women were loving on Jarvis and they were saying, he's so handsome and light skinned. We don't mind if he sleeps with his 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 13-year-old, and us and you. They were all sleeping with him and dating him, you guys. Absolutely disgusting. So I stand corrected yesterday. I was a bit heated. I don't stand corrected on my thoughts on my life and how when I went to New Orleans, what the family told me. But I did talk with my boss today, and he was telling me how the African American community works. And then I also don't know if Clar is going to be here today, but yesterday I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. Somehow I hurt her feelings and maybe told her she was wrong. I don't recall, but if you listen to this, I love you, girl. It was never personal, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. And I'm heated today, any of you guys. So if I hurt anybody's feelings today, please don't hold me to it because it's not personal. It's me getting justice for NaZiyah. And I am very much into that. I'm so freaking heated at what's going on in this case. All right, so trial's coming March 7, 2025. Apparently, NaZiyah told her aunt Shannon that Jarvis was sleeping with her and they said it was consensual and she did nothing about it. She let them continue to do it in her basement. Now, Jarvis said she never took the school bus that day after school when she was supposed to meet him. His partner got on the stand and said, as a matter of fact, we did pick her up and she went to the shop that day. So, what? Wait, Jarvis went to pick her up with that guy. He kind of told on him. They went back to the shop and NaZiyah was never seen again after that. All right, so I'm going to start getting into this. If you see GoFundMe's out there, please do not donate to any GoFundMe's that are not verified. And I'm going to tell you why in a bit. We've got a really cool Detroit rapper that's in Detroit that's local. His name's Skilla Baby, and he's donating funds for whatever NaZiyah needs and in order to get justice. Now, this is generational dysfunction, people, but this is horrible that he was sleeping with anywhere upward to 20 women at one time. Now, you can't sleep with a woman because NaZiyah wasn't a woman, but that in her mind, that was her boyfriend. And she even said in one of the texts, it's not fair that I don't get you to myself, but you get me to yourself. All right. So let's talk about how the family knew and why they did nothing and why were they so passive in court? Why weren't they crying? I'm going to show you a news station, like a 3-minute news station where grandma's on there pleading for NaZiyah. Not one freaking tear. Now, this is 24 hours later after she was missing, and grandma never called the authorities. It's even rumored that grandma was sleeping with Jarvis as well, guys. Welcome, Maurice. Sassy Cassie, there's a full case coverage on this on Grizzly where Jay and I watch up. Now, this was all covered. This is my third episode. So you guys can also go back to my NaZiyah Harris folder. I'm on episode number 3, and I'm not covering the preliminary in that manner. I'm covering it, but I'm also reporting on the things that are happening within the community. Welcome, MM Clark. Good to see you here. Yeah, we're not even going to get into racism and all of that because for me it's about justice for NaZiyah. I did talk to my boss though today, who is African American, 110%. Love the guy with all I have. And yeah, he was talking about the racism in New York growing up and being chased with chains by Italians in New York. So yeah, sadly it exists. But in this case, I want to focus on NaZiyah. And if I say anything that hurts anybody's feelings, let me know. It's not on purpose, I promise. It's me being heated AF. All right, so this is a news article that was just published. Recently. Let's talk about it because it talks about missing NaZiyah Harris. Suspects search history. How police found his phone. Now, I want you to know how they found his phone. And I want you to know that he was using a phone that was issued by Detroit. You know, the people that can't get cell phones, they can't afford them. Yeah, you're welcome, man. And this is all about NaZiyah. And so if I say anything that comes off crazy, just know that I'm talking about it's just me being heated. And how do you become green? What's up, my girl? I don't know how if it's Jesus certified is how I say your name, but we're gonna call you JC, girlfriend, and all you got to do is we'll drop a link for you to join. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. The content that we have here is beyond that of what you're going to get on other channels. So welcome. Beautiful picture of you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes, we'll call you JC, Jesus certified. We got you, girl. All right. So listen up here. All right, Jarvis Butts obviously is going to trial now. There's enough evidence. This guy's going for it. All right. So the preliminary hearing happened. Some of the witnesses previously testified were his former fiance. They called their fiance digital forensic specialist, the person who found the Harris ID, which I tried to show you yesterday, but I couldn't hear her. Now, Butts is charged, and I have those. He has a ton of charges, essaying, taking her life, and also assaulting 2 other girls. So on top of everything, there's other people that are involved. All right. So the preliminary exam for Jarvis, the man accused, right now innocent until proven guilty of kidnapping and killing 13-year-old NaZiyah, continued. The judge dismissed everyone after wrapping up a recorded interview between the defendant and the police. We heard the closing arguments, or maybe you didn't. I heard them. They were just okay. Now, what I was talking about with this is Jarvis Butts searching abortion. Let's take a look at this real quick together. Why don't we?
For the mutual sequestration order is still in place. That means anyone who is on YouTube or viewing this from streaming, you must exit the courtroom if you are a witness on this case. And that goes for everyone in the courtroom as well. If you plan or you are told that you may testify, you are to exit the courtroom now. And that's, of course, with the exception of the officer in charge.
Thank you, Judge. And just on that point as well, I did notice when I came into the courtroom this morning that former DPS officer Derek Wolf, who is now working at 36, was in the courtroom.
Thank you.
He stated he would not be in the courtroom, but just because we'll be facing this way, you can keep, or your staff can keep an eye on that.
Thanks,
I don't
love.
think it's going to be an issue. I think he's fully aware, just so that the court is aware of that.
Okay, I did see him, and he's no longer in here.
He's not in.
So I can see the door, so I will make sure that he's not.
Thank you, Judge. And then the second preliminary matter is that the people would move to admit people's proposed Exhibit 61, which is the subscriber information for the phone number. And
Oh, what did they put in there? Oh, okay. So this is the preliminary
I didn't
hearing.
do anything to this one. Ma'am, Your Honor. Yes, I'm what,
She's
yes, I'm
asking
what.
if you want to hold the hearing.
Hold on, I didn't know.
Or different tests.
So we can use different tests for blood in this instance. Primarily, there's a test called phenolphthalein. I can spell it if you need me
Okay,
to.
so we're not gonna
pH.
we're not gonna watch this because I thought this was just a quick clip. So I'll explain it to you. It was the preliminary hearing. You guys been watching it with Grizzly. Shannon Jones, the police sergeant that oversaw the investigation into the disappearance of NaZiyah Harris, gave an overreaching perspective into how police narrowed down Jarvis Butts as a suspect, including a text message that he'd be picking her up from school, and that was the last day she was seen, which helped point police towards Butts. Later, helping them dig up phones, he used the locations he visited around the time she went missing. Now, they are using the mapping of Butts' phones to canvass the 7 Mile and Berg area, later identifying the clothing, which I think the NaZiyah Harris clothing was planted there to throw them off of where her body actually is. I think they will find it. They have a good search team, and they've narrowed down where Jarvis Butts was. And a lot of people are talking, by the way. All right. So they saw that he searched abortion and all kinds of things to get rid of a baby. It was later found hidden in a Cadillac the police had impounded. So one of his phones was found there. In the beginning, he thought he was smarter than them. Not so much, guys. Jones also testified that police used data extraction to find Google searches he had made in mid-December. He searched for various ways to administer an abortion, including an herbal tea and then drinking red antifreeze. More police take the stand after lunch. So this is just giving you a breakdown of everything that happened. All right. So they've got police taking the stand, forensic people, family members. He answered questions about the data extraction of an Amazon tablet given to him by Detroit Public Schools. Now, an Instagram account associated with Jarvis Butts was found. Sergeant Shannon Jones, the officer who is in charge of this, took the stand. She works in the homicide division, and she's working in the missing persons unit. Can you believe this, guys? This was an issued Detroit. You know how schools give your children. At my school, they give them Chromebooks, but it looks like they gave them like a tablet or something. She was using her school issued tablet to talk about what they were talking about on that. So not real hard, right? Yes, red antifreeze. I'm going to get into more searches later on. You guys are going to, like I said, buckle up, y'all, buckle up, because you're in for a ride. It's disgusting. It's demeaning. It's dehumanizing and all of the above. Welcome, my girl, Sharon Belko. Welcome. Miss you. That's my girl, Sharon. Shout out to you for all you do. You're going to hear more about this in a minute, guys. All right, so blood testing takes center stage during a lengthy interview with an expert in body fluid identification. They discussed various forms of blood tests she conducted on articles of clothing worn by both NaZiyah Harris and Jarvis Butts. Green, who works with the Michigan State Police Crime Lab, pointed to multiple stains that tested positive for blood on both a black sweatshirt worn by Butts and a pink bodysuit worn by Harris. Several other articles of clothing were also tested, according to a summary shown by court. Prosecutors did not ask about them. Now, during cross examination from the defense, an attorney did ask about the other test. Green testified that no other test confirmed for the presence of blood, including a part of a vehicle that she received swabs for. So I'm not going to get into that. You guys saw that the black hoodie and the pieces of items that they threw on the ground, right? So there was not another black hoodie, that pink bodysuit, NaZiyah Harris, that's her blood card. They swabbed the trunk door, trunk speaker, driver trunk speaker. That's all the evidence, kind of like they did do with the Stephen Stearns case, right? All right, so 2 police witnesses testified plus a medical examiner. They started the testimony on Wednesday, and they were talking about, well, these guys were talking about the phone extractions. Johnson testified that she visited the Park Crest Motel in Harper Woods, which Jarvis reportedly visited on January 9th, confirming he checked in the room around 9:30. Now, keep in mind, guys, uh, NaZiyah Harris went missing. Was it on the 9th? It was that day, correct? And Bree, you're here. You can chime in anytime that you want to help out and talk about this. So Bree's in the back. She's going to kind of talk about what's going on. These family members are shady AF, guys. They not only went to the motel with Jarvis, many of them were sleeping with Jarvis at the no-tell motel. But they knew about a lot of this stuff, and they did not let the police know about it. They didn't say anything. They only talked because they had to. 420, baby. Foxy Amazon, thank you for gifting that guilty of crime membership. I hope whoever gets one really wants one. All right, so this is just summarizing for you how they're getting to trial, guys. Trial's coming, and I cannot wait. All right. So all the legal jargon stuff, they extracted the phones. They got another witness who works directly in the medical examiner, Wayne County. He reviewed the medical records of NaZiyah, adding that her vaccinations were up to date and her medical history revealed no threatening conditions. Defense objected. I don't know why. But her cause of death is unknown because they don't have the body. All right. So some of the witnesses have testified against what's former fiance, a digital forensic specialist. Okay, I didn't really see anyone testifying against him, guys. Did you? Okay, so now what happened? Harris was last seen getting off the bus. Her disappearance led police to searching the southeast Michigan area. While Harris's body was never found, the prosecutors charged Butts with murder and rape in September. When announcing the charges of 41-year-old Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy said evidence shows that Butts, who knew Harris's family members, allegedly groomed the girl starting back in 2022. Harris was pregnant when unalived, and Butts was allegedly the unborn child's father. Also, allegedly, the family all knew about it, everybody. All right, so we talked about this yesterday, the whole timeline and everything. I think if you're new here, NaZiyah took the school bus. She texted Jarvis, "Are you going to pick me up?" He picked her up, said that he didn't. He lied. There's a video of her actually getting on the school bus, and then it says NaZiyah used the DPS issued tablet, and she used that to communicate with Butts. That's why they're able to get all that information, guys. So using that tablet, she sent a message to Butts indicating they would be meeting up after she got out of school that day. Now, there's no video of her getting out of school at the end of the day in those same clothes. She meets up with Butts and the coworker that we saw in the stand and goes back to their auto repair shop. NaZiyah is seen in Butts' sisters at the shop. Butts, the coworker, and NaZiyah were together in the shop when Yesplanti and then returned to shop on Connor. Butts phone places him at these locations. At 9:30 p.m., Butts checks into a motel. There's a receipt confirming this, as well as his cell phone. NaZiyah was never seen again after January 9th, 2024. All right. So that's where we are now. Trial's coming. We're good to go. Never got seen again. And guess what, guys? Something's going on with that hotel or motel, you guys. He last was seen with NaZiyah at the shop by many people, checked into a motel, and then she was never seen again. What do you think? Mr. Bear, are you feeling better? Oh, I hope you are. I've been sick too. I've been sick as a dog. And Marcy, thank you so much. There's my beautiful girl there. Jay, you're the best. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. All right. I think we're all up to par now, Foxy Gray. Shady AF. The world has gone. Yeah. All right. So for those of you that did not know about this case or you didn't watch the other episodes, now I know you guys were watching. A lot of you guys were watching with Grizzly, and it doesn't really explain. It just goes into bits and pieces. So Bree, you want to hop on and tell me a little bit about what you got here? You sent me this Charter County of Wayne, Michigan.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
So that is from the prosecutor's office. That is a newly released document that they sent out, basically explaining how they have been able to charge Jarvis without her remains and how they're able to, like, basically all the facts that the judge has and how the prosecutor's office was able to argue this case to get it to go as far as it's gone. So this is the document that basically explains that, you know, she was using the the Detroit school board issued tablet. She was using an app called Text Now.
okay.
Every time she'd text Jarvis, they always had this, knowing, or they would say at the end of their conversations, delete my number, delete this text, delete the
Yeah.
conversations. They're trying to be very secretive about it, but because she was using that app and they kind of had a knowledge of it, they were able to get the history and get some of the text messages, which were pretty disgusting to see between a grown man and a 13-year-old. But it
Right.
was known that allegedly the grandmother and the aunts, because the Aunt Shannon has a twin. I think her name is Marquita, but she's not really. She kind of keeps out of it.
Yeah,
But there's
I
still
I
all
think
three of
I
them are
have
still.
pictures. I think
Yeah.
in one of my videos, I'm gonna have some pictures. And girlfriend, let me tell you, I can see why they were over there jocking this guy and why I mean he wasn't into them at all. That was not those ladies were not his type, but he was getting what he got out of them. So if you want me to pull up the pictures after I can, and I can scroll through them and you can kind of talk because Bree knows more about the relationship between the families than I do.
Yeah, I've been following the Facebook groups and just kind of reading all the posts from her cousin Roxy and just kind of seeing who's the one that are, that are actually fighting for her and doing boots on the ground and actually advocating and standing outside the courthouse and protesting to get justice for her, and who are the ones that are making up, these shady GoFundMe's and these shady, there's people on Facebook that are actually saying that they're making t-shirts and hoodies and tote bags with her picture on it, Isaiah's picture, and they're saying they're selling it, and that because it's, because of the situation, they're giving a discount, and they ask you to pay through like Cash App or Apple Pay. It's all a scam.
It's all a scam, yeah.
Roxy herself has posts on her Facebook page where she contacted the one girl that claimed she was working with Roxy. Roxy contacted her and the girl didn't know. And so Roxy got these messages from her. She said, "Hey, I'll order, like 3 hoodies and 2 tote bags. How much will that be?" And the girl's like, "Oh, because of the situation, it'll be like $150." So she goes, "Oh, I can only pay through Apple Pay. Is that okay?" knowing, that the name would come up and the phone number would come up through Apple Pay. As soon as she
Right.
went and put her information, the girl's name came up and she looked her up on Facebook and figured out who she was. And she was one of the girls that was in one of the Facebook groups, and she was trying to make some money off of it. And they found out that some other people had been ripped off by her.
Now we're gonna get into that too in a little bit, and I'll show pictures. But yeah, I think Clark Bree does think we're on the very same page about grandma being involved with butts. Now, what do you think
Yes.
about that, Bree? Yeah,
I think I agree.
absolutely.
So the way the picture that everyone's painting and the way it's coming out is that the
I'll
two
pull up
twin
some pictures.
sisters, Shannon and her twin,
Yeah.
and the aunt Annette, they are all like intermingled with Jarvis Butts. They're all having some sort of relationship with him in some way.
Mhm.
Allegedly, what they're saying is that, so I guess, Naziah's mom was not really around, so Annette, the grandmother, adopted Naziah when she was about 2 or 3 years old. So then Annette and Naziah came to live with Shannon and her 5, allegedly 6 kids. There's a 6th kid that they're saying that Jarvis lays no claim to, that he says is not his, but there's people talking about it and people not talking about it. So everyone's saying that there's for sure 5 kids that she has
Yeah.
from Jarvis that are on the books that they know are for sure his, but there's a 6th child that everyone's
And
unknown
that's what
about.
they keep talking about a 6th child, and so I think I pulled up the twins right there. I think those are the twin. If you look at the
Yeah,
screen,
everyone jokingly calls them Thing 1 and Thing 2. So the one in the pink is Shannon, and the one in the blue, I believe her name is Marquita Harris, and then in the middle, that is Grandma Annette.
and if you tell me I can start from the beginning and then pull them up, I saw text messages and things. I just wasn't exactly sure what it was. And yeah, I mean, I'm laughing because thing 1 and thing 2, but when you look at victims 4 years old that he's giving chlamydia to, and
Yeah,
literally full on engaging in intercourse with these children, that is not funny. And these women are not his type. He only flocks to them because they have children, and whatever he can. I mean, I think it's the children that he wants them around. They
yeah,
they give him
and
full access. I'll go back
exactly,
to some of the
and
other
one of
pictures.
the big things that is coming up is that right after it was reported that Naziah was reported missing, the kids' mothers were going to the courthouse and were going and filing for paternity right after to get it actually known and documented that Jarvis Butts was their kid's father. Because then if Child Protective Services came around and
Yes,
said, "Why do you have him around these kids?" They can say, "Well, that's
yes,
my kid's baby daddy." So then
and
the
this is
kids can't get
yes.
taken away from them.
This
So
is what I
that's why
wanted
they're
to
going
bring
and
up.
filing.
Yes.
Yeah,
So okay, so now check this out, Bree. That's a really effed up priority. Not only to have that priority of what you just said to make sure, but here's the priority. Naziah's missing, and you're gonna go instead of going and filing a police report that Naziah is missing, which you already know that they knew the relations going on. You're gonna go down there the next day and file for paternity. But
yeah.
that's why they did, because of what
They
you're
did it because
saying.
they wanted to make sure their kids weren't taken away because he was on the registry, and if, Child
Oh, and they
Protective
knew it.
Services came around and said, "Hey, you have 5 kids around, a known
Yep.
RSO. What are you doing?" They can say, "Well, he's my baby daddy. He was just around their father, there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with a kid being around their father?" So that's why they all went and filed,
Unbelievable.
saying that they could, at least if they didn't have the
Yeah.
actual paternity yet, they at least had papers that could say, "Hey, I suspect that this is their father, so I had him around because I believed he was their father." And if it came back that it wasn't the father, then they can say, "Well, I thought it was, sorry." But it's just basically to save themselves, to keep their kids in their care.
I mean, and their first priority should have been, and they never even went for a whole month. But unbelievable. It just shows you guys do not trust anyone in this case. Now, I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about Roxy. As far as I'm concerned, Roxy's the only one that is stand up, and she's not part of the family, guys. They call her a cousin, but she's trying to advocate for NaZiyah, but as far as I would say to you guys, don't donate to anybody because I'm going to show you next that Skilla Baby's got that covered in Detroit. So nobody else should be getting any money unless he's doing it directly to pay for something that needs to be paid for. And yeah, of course, this is all allegedly, Foxy. All this whole thing's allegedly. Now, what's this alleged Cash App thing we got of Isis Ramsey
So
here?
that screenshot there is one that Roxy put up on her page. That is the person that gave her the Apple Pay for these alleged hoodies and tote bags that they were making with Naziah's picture on it. The picture you had before, the person that was smoking on the thing, holding the camera in the phone, like taking the picture in the mirror, that was this person. They had
That's all I'm
pictures
trying to figure
posted.
out. Yeah,
So there was text messages that go with it where Roxy messaged them on a different account and said, "Hey, I'll take, a couple
this
hoodies and a
right
couple
here.
totes." Yeah.
I got it up.
So they were
Nest
acting like they
logins.
were working with Roxy and that they were, because of the situation. They're like, "Oh, because of the situation, I'll give you a deal. It'll be 150 for I think it was like 3 totes or 2 totes
Yeah,
and
I
3
see it
hoodies
right
or
there.
something." Yeah.
It's
And they were acting like they were partnered with Roxy in doing this when this was Roxy that was contacting on an alternate account to try and, see what they were saying. And then in the end, Roxy went and posted and basically blasted and said, "Don't trust this person. Don't send any
right,
money out." And then she also has a video on her page where she goes and shows that she has a GoFundMe, but she said everybody on the GoFundMe that has donated, because I believe there's $1,455 that's been donated, she's refunding all the money back. And she
right.
said, but all the other ones, there was the whole list underneath the one that she put up for the GoFundMe. All these other ones that said justice for Naziah Harris, they were all scammers, people
Yep.
trying to get money. Some of them had $0, but all these people are trying to make money off this situation.
So what is it? Let me read this. The after school teacher wrote on Facebook that the issue Naziah had with the little girl was a whole year before she went missing, and they actually took her out after care because Jarvis was coming up to the school lying and saying that he was her father, and they found out. But I think they knew Naziah was pregnant by Jarvis and took her out there before she started showing. That was around the same time Naziah was in and out of the hospital due to severe stomach pain. So I don't know who KP the G is. Do you know who
This
that
was
is?
on a YouTuber's video. This is a
Okay.
comment someone left. So basically, she was in after school programs and stuff, and Jarvis was going up to the school, and the family found out. He was going and pretending to be her dad and signing her out. Well, it's alleged that the family knew she was pregnant. Apparently, she was having a little girl, and apparently, she was about 7 months along when all this happened.
That's what they were
And
saying. They're saying
yeah,
about 6 or 7, so there would have been no way to have gotten an abortion, and
yeah,
he was afraid to go back to jail because he was already supposed to go to jail for GUN charges,
mm,
and it definitely premeditated. Now, I
yeah,
don't know how or what, probably something to do with antifreeze since he works at a or owns some kind of shop, but I'm gonna tell you guys, this attention, negative or not, I really hope that it does help find her body and bring her home, you guys, because but what I want you to be careful of are the people that are asking for things. On every other channel, you see somebody hitting it from a different angle. And so we're trying to bring it to mainstream so that we can talk about it. Because
exactly. Her dad
yeah,
did pass away. Jesus,
yeah,
her dad
her
did pass away. I believe
yeah,
last summer he passed away. He didn't get to make it to he was advocating for her. He was one of the ones advocating with Roxy and all them, but sadly he didn't get to
I have the
see Jarvis
article.
being arrested and get to see this far,
So
unfortunately. But
I'm gonna
I hope that he's looking down and seeing that justice is being served for her.
and I'll tell you, allegedly, I heard from the community that the grandma bought a car with the money that was donated for Naziah's memorial slash get together vigil type of thing. So yes, I'm going to answer you
Yep.
right now. I'm also going to pull up the article of this young Skilla baby that says, "Hey, I'm going to cover the cost. Don't, let's not be giving money. Yeah, trust no one." In the words of Tupac, trust no one because everybody's out for something. to gain for themselves. And this poor little girl, except I do want to know about this. Who's this Taquana Johnson? Do you know who that
So
is?
that is one of his baby moms, and
Oh,
she is
shit.
going around and they're going in yeah, apparently one of the baby moms is trying to get money and trying to act like she's advocating and all this stuff. Basically all the baby moms are like working together in like one big circle trying to like be friends with each other and be besties. Like
Yep.
it's like the Jarvis Baby Mama Club
Yep.
and they're
Yep.
all just kind of helping each other. He
But they're all
used one
trying to
of when
scam
he
something too.
Oh yeah, they're all trying to get money out of this situation. But the sad part is that he used one of the baby moms that lived right near where the clothing and her ID was found right near was it 7 Mile and Berg. He used one of the baby mom's vehicles and he drove out to Ypsilanti and then back.
Yeah.
But the car is a new enough car that it has a black box in it that they can
No.
go and check and see where he was
Right.
driving. But
Yeah.
for
So
some
don't
reason they
donate to
haven't looked into it hard enough to see where he was. Yeah,
and
don't donate to any of
don't
these because you
donate
will
to
be
any of
scammed. Your
those.
money will not be going to the right cause.
Yeah, and also, my girl, thank you. I'm glad you're here, Sharon Belko. Where were you? This is my third episode. I played all of those, even though I didn't want to. We listened to those text messages all together on episode 1. So Sharon said, "Did you hear the court reporter reading the text messages?" Yes, I did, girlfriend. We all sat here listening to
I
those.
felt so bad for her
Yeah,
having to read those. I couldn't
we were.
imagine reading some of those messages.
Yeah, we were literally here reading listening to them together. So Sharon, I think you've been sick lately. Yeah, we definitely go back and watch the go start with episode 1 and it'll catch you up because this story is it gets more and more like Jerry Springer. It does. All right, so now I'm gonna get on to
That
the
is the
Skilla baby.
GoFundMe that, the one
Do not
picture you had
donate
up there
to.
of the GoFundMe? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one that you don't donate to because the baby mom,
right.
she's the
Yeah,
one
do
that owns that one. So there's a whole bunch of them. Like I said, there's one that Roxy has, but she literally has a note on her page. If you look up Roxy Rocks on Facebook, she has a page and she has a bunch of videos of herself talking about NaZiyah. She has pictures of her with she did a little memorial thing for her and she says, "I have a GoFundMe in my name where I organized it." She said, "Don't donate to it because I will be refunding all of the money." But she did in a like in a video form, she showed all the ones underneath hers that were all in Naziah's name with some of them had no money on them, but some of them did have, a couple
yeah,
hundred
they're
dollars.
all
And she
doing
said,
that.
"Don't donate," because Skilla said he would
And
yeah,
he's
and
right
Skilla
here.
already put out an article
Yep.
and said, he said he's gonna pay for everything. He's paying
So
for the
Skilla,
funeral when they find her, when the time comes,
yep.
everything's covered.
And anything. So I got a little art after this. I'm going to play some clips, but Skilla Baby offers a cover cost of celebration of life for missing teen. Skilla Baby steps up for the community support. In a heartfelt Instagram post, rapper Skilla Baby, never heard of him, but he's Detroit guy. Props to him. Pledged his support following the tragic disappearance of NaZiyah Harris, who's been missing since January 2024. Sharing a photograph of Harris, Skilla Baby expresses intention to fund a community held celebration of life for the young girl, not by a car, allegedly, recognizing the situation's severity and the apparent lack of family support she's received. And that's what we're talking about today is the family knew and they didn't do anything except gain, gain, gain. Now it says, wow, hashtag justice for NaZiyah. And normally I would donate money to the family, but from what I hear, the whole family failed her, but I will cover the whole cost for our community to come together and celebrate NaZiyah's life, he stated, highlighting his commitment to honoring her memory in a meaningful way. Now, the response from Skilla Baby's followers to his announcement has been overwhelmingly positive. I don't know him, but bless him. If you guys know him, bless him. Fans flooded comments, of course. This is why we love you. His community engagement and advocacy, just it's such a genuine thing to do. It says the gesture by him may not only underscore his role as an activist with the community, but it reflects a deeper narrative of advocacy and support for those who are often overlooked or neglected. Now, remember, he did this because the family failed her, and he sees that they're using the money for stuff, and he doesn't want people going and supporting those family members. So you guys, if you don't know who Skilla Baby is, go over, find him, be a supporter. You don't have to like his music, but he's an awesome guy. Awesome guy. What does it say here? His decision to fund a celebration of life underlines his commitment to the community, which is really awesome, and comes at a time when alleged perpetrator, now 42-year-old Jarvis Butts, faces severe charges, bringing light to the gravity of the situation. Jarvis has been charged with first-degree premeditated, second-degree criminal sex conduct and child SA abuse activity stemming from his inappropriate relationship with NaZiyah. During a recent court session, Judge Elia Sabri moved the case forward to the Third Circuit Court for trial, condemning Butts in strong terms. You're the monster in this whole picture. Addressing Butts directly, her statement reflected the profound injustice experienced by NaZiyah. She did deserve love from her parents and everyone who was in her life. She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that. She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that is now. So that's, we know a lot about the family dynamics. That's why I have Bree here. Family dynamics and obliviousness. It says further complicating Shannon Harris, NaZiyah's biological aunt. Now remember, that's the lady that has 5 kids. They're saying 6, is that right? Have
Yeah,
they
they're saying that there's a
do we
6th
know?
kid that Jarvis is not laying claim to. So apparently there's 5 that he's absolutely saying are his and that he knows are his, but there's a 6th one that apparently there was a time period where, she was with someone else and he's not laying claim to that 6th kid apparently.
But I mean, this lady knew what was going on, in my opinion, and allegedly, and she continued to let it happen because she wanted whatever support that she thought that she was getting out of it. So it really disgusts me. It disgusts me how they could have let that happen. All right, so charge
If
member.
you
Okay.
saw, I sent you the text messages between Roxy and Shannon when Shannon was basically talking about
Oh
what
yes, we all.
happened and Naziah missing. The way that Shannon talked about
Oh yeah, you
Naziah and
guys.
turned the story around, just like not like it was just so hard to read the way she described it, like talking about her as if she was a grown woman saying she just was in it looking for some D. And I was just like, what? This is a 13-year-old child. She was not looking for anything like that. Like, how could you talk about your niece like that? Like,
It's because they were
she saw
jealous.
yeah, she was describing her niece as just looking for someone, and Roxy kept saying, "But she don't got a boyfriend, so, like, who's she meeting up with?" And then
I
Roxy
you want
kinda made a
you
joke and
want
said, "Or maybe she has a girlfriend, this generation," and she was trying to kinda see what Shannon said. Do
So
you
her
have the
family
text
members I
messages,
do
or do you
have
need
the
me to
text
resend
message.
them, or
No, I have them. I just didn't know if you wanted to read them or you wanted me to read them. I don't know if I have them in the right order. I think I have them in the right order. Did you just go left to right?
I just saved them in the order that they were put, so I went from, yeah, left to right.
So Shannon is the one that has the 5 kids, right?
Yes.
So what I don't understand is Shannon's reading this to Roxy Rocks. Roxy's not in the family, but she's an advocate, correct? So I don't know why
Yes.
they're
So
why she's
Roxy used
talking
to live
like
in
that.
Detroit, but she moved away, and then apparently that's just how she talks and was just
Okay, I'll
talking about
actually put
how,
them up.
like, they were
Hold on.
asking, like, basically if Naziah ran away to somewhere, like, if she had any friends to run away to, if she's ran away before. Just
I can
Roxy
put
was
them
just
up.
trying to get information to see.
I'm gonna put them up because you
But just the
guys,
way that you see Shannon talking about her niece that lives with her, like, it's just it's gross. You would
so this is
you
how
don't
you
think
know.
that someone who is looking for their niece would talk about her that way.
Good night, Jojo. Jojo says I gotta go. It's bedtime. Okay, you guys aren't gonna want to miss this. I've had 190 people. I don't know where everyone went today, but there's 165 in chat. If you leave, do me a favor and hit the like button. I promise you don't want to miss this. If you do miss it, go back. All right, check this out. This is how I knew that the family knew. There's many other ways, but this was mind blowing. The family knew and did nothing, and the way they talked about NaZiyah, you guys. Oh my god. All right, so let me make this bigger just in case you guys want to read them. It's hard to see right here. I think she says she never came home Tuesday. Right? This is Shannon, the one that testified on the stand with the 5 kids, and she says, "Damn, cuz." So she didn't come home Tuesday. So wait, why the bus driver said if she was last seen, maybe the bus driver needs to be questioned because this is sickening for an older guy. Even a boy is bad. Oh my god, I hope she's okay. Then Shannon says, "All we know, we got on the school bus and got dropped off in the corner of 3 Mile in Cornwall." Wow, oh my god, has she done this before? Now remember, this is the day that she didn't get off the bus, or she did get off the bus, but she went with Jarvis, correct?
Yeah, this is she
Okay.
asked the aunt where 2 streets were, and instead of saying, "Why are you looking for these streets?" Like, "What do you wanna know what these streets are where they're at?" Like, I would have been asking that. She told her where they were
Well, no,
and
I
how to
think
get
I
there.
I think she's jealous. Okay, Shannon's the one with the 5 kids that was letting, in my opinion, NaZiyah and Jarvis have sex in her
In her
basement on a
basement, yep,
regular basis. Okay, so here's Aunt Shannon that says, to be honest, and they call her Tuda or Tuda. I think
yeah,
Tuda. So
Tuda,
Tuda
yeah,
Tuda is NaZiyah's name. She says, to be honest, I do believe NaZiyah planned this shit out. All she really did is watch a observed very when he did it last year, to be honest. Wow, what the F? So where did he run to? His girlfriend's house. This is crazy. So they're trying to say nothing happened to her. She ran off, did something else. They're not worried about her at this point at all. All right. So then we get to the next one. It says, what is Kenya posting? Because I unfollow her. Girl, you better shut up. And then now we got Auntie again with the 5 kids, letting them have sex in her basement. She says, Kay, seen 2 statuses on her page talking about, from my understanding, the grandmother of the missing kid didn't report anything until 3 days later. The second post talking pedo in the family. You got to check them as well. Key ass blocked her after that. What? So when did y'all report her missing? This is crazy. So listen, guys, they're sitting there talking about pedos and they still haven't reported her, and they know he's a pedo. They
mhm.
know he's been registered since 2005 and he's been sleeping with everybody and their mom. Do you hear how Aunt Shannon's talking, guys? I think she was jealous.
I think
Some
she
people
was,
some
yep.
people think she's involved, Bree. Some people think that she was involved in helping
I
get
think
rid
she's
of the.
involved too. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised if something helping. Yep, I think something happened at that hotel because they saw her go into that or the motel, sorry. They saw her go into the motel on video, but they didn't see her come out. I I think
yep.
that the Aunt Shannon got a call from him freaking out saying something happened. I think he tried to get rid of the baby on his own and it didn't go how he planned, and I think he called Shannon and said, "Come help me." And they went and, like, why would he take this long drive to Ypsilanti and then come back? And why would he throw her stuff off just on the side of the road as a distraction? Like,
Oh no,
the
yeah,
way
that was
he took the pink jumpsuit
absolutely.
and wrapped her one shoe up in it and took one shoe and it was hanging on a branch, that was a distraction to kinda, lure the police to that area when she was probably put somewhere else. But the one thing I wanted to emphasize, in chat yesterday, a lot of people were saying about the alligators in Michigan. Yes, alligators are not native to Michigan, but there are a lot of people, a lot of, I guess you'd call them thugs or schmug dealers that would have them as
Ah,
pets so that they could, seem tough. And then when the gators would get too big to keep them in their house, they go release them into the Rouge River, the Detroit River. I used to live in Windsor, right across from the Detroit River, and we'd have them drag in the river all the time, and we'd have stuff, the tide would bring stuff up on the rocks. You'd be walking down Dieppe Garden, looking over to Detroit, and you'd see stuff just bobbing in the river all the time. It was crazy. So when you see articles, I've Googled it myself. If you don't believe me that there are gators in Michigan, or if you don't believe me that
Oh
there's
no, I
gators
think
in that
so.
area, there was a lady who was driving in Ypsilanti, and she stopped her car because there was an 8-foot gator crossing the road. There's
Yeah,
articles
no,
about all kinds of gators in the area, and a lot of people are saying there's no gators in Michigan. Yes, they're not native to Michigan, but if you let them go when you can't keep them as a pet anymore because they're too big, then they find a way to migrate and they have babies and then they just multiply and they find a way to adapt to the surroundings. And yeah, we get tough winters, but last winter it wasn't that bad down there. This winter it's a little rougher down here,
yeah,
but
for
last
sure.
winter it wasn't that bad.
And I
Like, when people
hope
saw that video of
that didn't
NaZiyah getting off
happen.
the bus, when she was walking
Yeah,
on the like, getting off the bus, there wasn't that much snow on the
we're
ground in
covering
January,
this.
but usually there is more
Yeah, but
snow.
we
Like,
we
we have a
saw that
lot of
how
snow now.
bundled up. Yeah, we saw how bundled up, and I know that you're not that far. Now, Bree's in Canada, but Canada, the part of Canada she's from is on that other side. So I know that you know that area real well. And
Yeah.
Ayanna Sawyer, let me tell you, Batty, she's next on my list to cover. I've already got the research going. I found more articles today. We cannot let these children, because they're not blonde, blonde hair and blue eye like they call Madeline Soto. We cannot let these children not only slip through the cracks, but let the families get away with it. So, Batty, I got you. I got this community, and I want everyone to say NaZiyah Harris the way they do Madeline Soto. So just in peace, rest in peace for all of them. They all deserve that. They're all children, and this little girl, NaZiyah, was way out of her where she should have been. She was way out of her league, and he groomed her, and the family did the same. I mean, look at what this Shannon's saying here, guys. It's bugging her. She's saying my mama went to school. Detroit Police Department came to my mama's house. They've been here all effing week long. Well, they're looking for NaZiyah. And then she says, oh, so the school said they didn't see her either. Kenya don't know shit. Only what she assumed. And then was that NIGG? I don't want to use the N word. We want this to hit the mainstream. All right, so then I'm gonna get into this. Shannon saying Tuda, which is NaZiyah, asked me where two streets were, Balfour and Outer. This is her first time. Tuda's sneaky as shit. So this lady is talking about NaZiyah, who's already dead at this time. And then Roxy says, who lives there? We don't know. Do you know who the boy is? Oh damn, does she fit a boyfriend? And then it says the police said it used to be. This lady Shannon knows damn well that, in my opinion, NaZiyah was messing with her baby daddy. That's all I'm gonna say. And she doesn't say a damn thing about it, guys. So I'm gonna keep reading this because I got some good articles for you about the family knowing. Now, Mama haven't processed it yet, but lady going through. And then Roxy says, "Is she not a virgin?" And then this what is her name again? I keep Shannon.
Shannon.
She better be a damn virgin. Come on now. Come on now, this lady. Man, this is so sad. Lady back. We can't be if she wanted the DICK. She never left. She's still here. Oh my God, yes. All right, East Side. What does she say? What side of town y'all on? East Side, okay. Lady said she'll be in town for 2 weeks. Perfect. And then she sends a um uh little, what is this, like something from TikTok or something? Oh, Facebook.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like a
my
repost
niece.
thing that
Yeah,
basically everyone's
2 days
posting around
later.
saying she's missing. Yeah.
Yeah, January 11th. This is my niece. Have you seen her? She's missing. But other than that, I mean, she's over there talking shit. All her friends say we did nothing wrong. She just wants some DICK, and they're
Yep.
laughing about it. Mama haven't processed it yet. She don't use tampons at all. plans change. That don't mean that because I was using them before I was FUCKing. I feel so bad, dog. Yeah, right, babe. I would be seeing her. That's what I said. She here now. Okay, that lady must be there. Must be the detective, right?
I think so.
Is
That's
that
what
what it
she was
is?
referring to. Yeah.
Okay, she said, "Whoa, what the f? Please share, cuz. Why would she run away? Who she lived with, cuz Tuda lives with my mama. Tuda's NaZiyah. We think she's running with a boy or an older guy. Never once did they say anything to the officers, mind you guys. Oh wow, what the fuck? She's really no, she's 13. What I Kenya posting cuz I follow her, girl, you better shut up. Well, okay, we'll see. I can't see all the bottoms of it. Okay, so alleged text message from NaZiyah's Aunt Shannon, aka the woman who was with Jarvis and her cousin Roxy Rocks. Nobody convinced me that this lady is innocent. Look at how she was talking about her niece and trying to spin the story. Lock her up too. Again, all alleged, but I'm gonna say if my spidey senses were to kick in, people, I'm gonna tell you right now, she knew more and she had some kind of involvement in getting rid of getting rid of either the body or the items. All right, I'm gonna play this 2-minute clip, and then I want you guys to hear what Jarvis, what his internet history said, and then I'm gonna blow your mind with the missing teen NaZiyah Harris case and what they talk about the family and how they knew. Okay. So everybody, I know we've been busy. I normally talk with you guys more. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. And if somebody donated, like my girl Synth, again, congratulations. So happy for you. 444 NaZiyah, NaZiyah, NaZiyah. Say a prayer. All right. And then you also did that one. So thank you. And thank you. Donate to Coffee, to Bree for her hard work. And I did as well. So I wanted to thank you, Sharon Belko. I sent her some coffee money just like you asked. So
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to all. All right, let's keep going because there's some crazy ish coming up, guys.
Butts, the Detroit man charged with murdering 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris. He appeared in court for the first time since his case was bounded over for trial. CBS News Detroit's Jack Springate sat on today's proceedings to tell us everything that happened in court today.
Well, today's hearing was more procedural than informative, but it did set a timetable for some of the next steps in this trial.
Yes,
The biggest
trial,
development arguably happened outside the courthouse, and that was learning how much attention NaZiyah's story's been getting since last week's preliminary hearing. Butts entered a not guilty plea before the court scheduled a calendar conference set for March 7th at 9 a.m. That's when deadlines to file motions, motion hearing dates, and potential trial dates will be set. One of NaZiyah's adult cousins and staunchest advocates said her story has taken off ever since the preliminary hearing.
There are a few celebrities that have reached out. It's reached some very top tier platforms. So I'm
all right. So that's Roxy. They say NaZiyah's cousin, but she says she's not related. But this is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get these to national and international attention to where this can be played on Vinnie Paulton and these bigger the news. We want to keep it thing one and thing two. You guys are killing me. Yeah, we want to keep it classy so we can get it out to where people see and know NaZiyah Harris's name. So I can respect Roxy for that. And she's the one that actually told me about the rapper, and I already forgot his name. What's his name?
Skilla Baby.
Skilla Baby. I'm sorry, I don't listen to rap, you guys. All right, but mad respect to Skilla Baby.
hoping that it moves in the right direction that it needs to go on.
Roxy says one of these celebrities was Detroit's very own Skilla Baby, who not only said he'd cover the cost to throw a community gathering to honor NaZiyah's life, but he's also changed his profile picture to this photo of her.
I'm very thankful that Skilla Baby decided to, step up to the plate and take care of everything. And it's just awesome how the community is coming together all behind NaZiyah.
Roxy told me her reaction to much of the online chatter that sided with Judge Aaliyah Sabri's observation that those caring for NaZiyah when she was abused didn't do enough to protect her.
Accountability matters. It's some things that you can be able to forgive your family members for, and this is just one of those things that I just personally can't. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And everyone involved in it needs to take accountability.
Roxy says she would have never let this happen if she were still living in Detroit 1 year ago. Again, Butts will be back in court on March 7th for that calendar conference, and you can continue to follow along this case with us here at CBS News Detroit.
Oh, we're gonna follow along, guy. We're gonna follow along. We're gonna get this with national attention and international attention. But I gotta tell you what you guys are looking forward at trial. This is what they found. And remember, this idiot, Butts. And I love that his last name is Butts, because he's gonna probably take a lot of thing in his Butts with prison justice. So I love that. Yeah, Foxy's on the same page. It's like I say something and it goes out into the universe. Butts, you better watch your butt, because there's gonna be a lot of people out there trying to get you, homie. All right, now listen to what he did. These are the things you're gonna hear, but it's gonna get so much worse when trial comes, guys. It's gonna be brutal, and I'll follow it if I can. But also remember, these are the kind of things that are gonna happen in the trial of Madeline Soto. When you're talking about the 60 counts of SA with other children involved and the years and years of abuse, you guys, I can't even tell you. You guys, I wonder what the difference between Detroit and Florida is when it comes to laws. I don't know. I haven't covered. I think this is my first Detroit case, but I'm on it. Let's go. Let's listen to his internet history, and then we're going to talk about the family some more.
Includes searches that I located inside that Google return that we received from Google.
Okay, and does that document fairly and accurately depict what it is you received back from Google as it relates to a search warrant for jarvisbutts82@gmail.com?
Yes.
Can I move for the admission of people's proposed exhibit? I forgot. 63.
Any objection?
No objection.
You give it as people 63?
Okay, now I want to go back to the first page. And you with the subscriber information. Tell me, who is this subscriber?
So it has a Google account ID number, then it gives a name that says Jarvis Butts.
Yes.
It has an email address, jarvisbutts82@gmail.com.
my man.
There's also a phone number that's connected to it,
Thank you.
which is 313-585-8719.
And is there a birthday associated with that?
Yes, November 21st, 1982.
And moving on to the searches, what dates did those searches encompass?
These searches are December 9th.
All right, let's listen to his searches.
December 9th, 10th, and 11th of 2023.
This guy's an
And
idiot.
those are the entirety of all of the searches from those days.
It is not all of them.
Okay. Those are just select ones from the Google return.
Yes.
Starting with December 9th, tell me which ones that we have in that exhibit.
Why he went to Splunty.
So the first, do you want me to read the ones that are just highlighted, or you want me to start at the top of here?
Splunty. Why he went to Splunty.
So.
The ones that are highlighted. Just start with the ones that are highlighted.
Yep, so this search was December 9th, 2023 at 3:32 UTC time. So you would actually have to subtract 5 hours, which would make it the night of December 8th. And the site is, what's visited, it's Drink Me and Abort Your Baby, the Herbal Abortion Tea by Maya.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the next one after that?
There is a site that's visited on it says here December 10th, 2023 at 9:32 p.m. UTC, so -5. And the site visited is plannedparenthood.org/learn/abortion/the abortion pill.
And
The next search is Immediately after that, so December 10th at 9:32 p.m. UTC, the abortion pill, get the facts about medication abortion. There's
Now, I don't know. I think something may have went wrong, you guys, with him trying to do. I don't know if it's because he didn't have money or he didn't want people to know, but I think the judge is dead on when she says that he tried to do a home abortion and it went wrong because it makes no sense. A lot of the women were backing him up and knowing what was going on. Why didn't one of the aunties take her in? I was looking at a lot of
Can
the
I can I just
yeah,
interject for a second? I
yeah, go
think
ahead.
that the reason they didn't do it legally is because of her age. If they were to bring her in, they'd be like, "Well, what's this 13-year-old doing having intercourse? Who knew about it?" And then Child Protective Services would get involved. Then all their kids would get,
True.
asked questioned and, ask questions, and then it would just open up a big can of worms for them. So they wanted to keep it hush hush. So he was trying to see if there was any home remedies. There
Right.
is there's people talking about her already, going to the hospital because of stomach pains because she tried to take Plan B, and you're not supposed to take Plan B when you're like 13. It's not
No.
meant for that. So, yeah, so I think that they already tried and failed to do it with Plan B, and she ended up in the hospital. And
Okay.
I think the family was scared that if they actually found out that she was pregnant, that it
Yeah, they
was going to
left
get back to
themselves.
Child
Yeah,
Protective Services. Then it would affect all the baby moms that are involved with
exactly.
him, and then all their kids would get put into foster care. So I think they tried to take care of it and do it in their own, on their own. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they were in their own best interest, and I mean, it says a huge deal when a little girl's missing and you don't call 911, you don't call officers, you call the school, and then the next day you go take your time and go file for a paternity. That says a huge deal right there. So yeah, I really do think something went wrong, and I do. I think some other people should be arrested. I don't know how that's going to come out or how it's going to play out, but I can tell you a couple of key people I think should have
oh,
been
for sure.
arrested as
There
well.
should be some more people that it should be looked into, and I do hope that they get, I hope that they find her, and I hope that they are able to get justice and find out the people that did know. I hope that they get full justice for her.
Yeah,
But the sad thing is, I remember, growing up and living in that area. Obviously, we'd watch the 6 o'clock news, and if we missed it, we'd watch the 11 or 12 o'clock news. And I remember watching so
exactly.
many cases of, little girls going missing, and people didn't even bat an eye. And it was a lot of news from Detroit, and like I said, I was in Windsor, so we'd see
That,
it, and they didn't go out, and they would search for like 1 or 2 days, and the police department would be like, and they just kind of list them as missing, and that was it. And
yeah,
then a year later they'd find him, and it was no big deal.
but I just wondered though, and yeah, JC Jesus Certified says that, and I was thinking that too. Like, why didn't they just take her in and get an abortion since the damn family knew anyway? They could have said, "Oh, she went to a party and got RAPED. We don't know who it was." It just makes me wonder what in the heck happened since most of them knew anyway. Now I could tell you that Shannon was jealous as hell. You can tell by the way not only she talks about it in the text messages, but if we do go back and watch some of these ladies on the stand, no emotion, nothing at all from the get-go. I have a clip that I'm going to show you in a bit, and these people it was like they would have more emotion if their dog were missing, Bree. All right, thank you so
There
much,
was one
Fani.
person, his sister did show emotion. His sister, when his sister went
Was
to go and report that she suspects, she had never met NaZiyah,
oh
but
no, no,
she
no,
went to his shop the
yeah,
last day
yeah,
NaZiyah was around. She actually broke down, and they said, "You need a minute," and she was crying. But out of all the people that were close, like the
the
Aunt Shannon, the
family.
Grandma Annette, the immediate family,
That's what
you
I'm
would think
saying.
they'd
Yeah,
be crying, not his sister who had to go and testify that
no, she's the
she
only
she
one.
thought
Yeah,
it
she's
was
the only
his
one.
she thought it was his, work partner, Cornell Wright King, his niece.
Yeah,
That's how, like, she went to Jarvis and said, "Who's that little girl? I haven't
yeah,
seen her
she didn't
around
even
here
know who
before."
it was.
And
Yeah.
she sat there and was told that, "Oh, that's King's niece." yet it wasn't. She was able to identify what NaZiyah was wearing, how her hair was done, and saw that NaZiyah was going in and out of Jarvis's truck and was walking like 20 feet behind her to the gas station, sorry, and was able to identify her, but yet had no idea till after the fact that that
Yeah.
was NaZiyah,
Yeah,
which is
now
sad.
that's why I didn't even play his sister, because his sister was fantastic. She did an amazing job, and I'm
Yeah.
sure she's gonna do an amazing job on the stand as well. All right, let me listen a little more, and you guys know I have a certain time I got to get Miss Reese. So I'm gonna before I really want to play this because I want you guys to see how the family pleads. So I'm gonna pull this down. We listen to some of this if we can. If I do have time to come back, not today, but I want to play more episodes on this because I want everybody to know NaZiyah Harris's name. I wanted to, and I'm so, again, grateful for Grizzly True Crime that's putting this out there. I totally didn't expect her to pick up on this case. And I don't know why, but she did. And amen for that, because she's a biggin. That when she goes in there, the algorithm goes nuts, right? All right, check this out. Yeah, once Grizzly does, it's all over. News updates on NaZiyah Harris case, Miss Dean. Now watch some of these family members and listen up, guys, because it's just surprising, very surprising to me.
I believe my daughter was pregnant. Yes.
An update on the NaZiyah Harris case reveals that a suspect connected to her disappearance is currently in custody for a different case. The suspect, identified as 42-year-old Jarvis Ramon Butts, is a registered. Allegedly, Jarvis is the boyfriend of NaZiyah Harris's aunt and has been involved with the family for a long time. He is accused of harassing NaZiyah and other young girls for some time. Additionally, there are claims that he has fathered several children with, which is deeply concerning.
Under the search for answers in the case of missing 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris. Tonight, Detroit police tell us the suspect in her disappearance is behind bars from another case. It's been nearly 9 months since NaZiyah was last seen getting off a school bus at Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive. Well, since then, police searched a pond in Clinton Township and the Rouge River on Detroit's west side for any evidence. 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig is talking to some of NaZiyah's loved ones who believe the suspect is the same man they have suspected all along.
And we don't see most of those people or any of them later on. Janelle Smith, great aunt, Kawana. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I have more clips, but I don't know what happened to some of these people. I don't know why they dropped out.
The man who could soon be charged in the disappearance of 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris is in his 40s, and he's already been charged with the sexual assault of a 7-year-old girl.
Now to find out that with his history, that he's been doing this all of these years to God knows how many other children.
It's been far too long, and, we're ready for some convictions.
There's some of NaZiyah Harris's loved ones who for months have been holding out hope that she'd be found alive. But that hope for a safe return has changed into something they also feared.
NaZiyah wasn't the type of young lady to just stay gone without making any contact with anyone. So that did it for me.
They said it was a recovery from day one.
The man believed to be at the center of the 13-year-old's disappearance is on the offender registry after being convicted of a sex crime against a child in 2005. And in March, after NaZiyah went missing, another teenage girl came forward to say the same man began to sexually assault her in 2015 when she was just 7 years old.
He basically came home from prison, and it seems like went right back to his same old activity.
It's alleged that certain people in the family have been trying to protect him and was full aware that he's been doing this, which is ridiculous. It's also alleged that NaZiyah Harris was pregnant by him. This is what somebody commented about him on Facebook, they said. Please pause the video and take your time reading this.
It says, better not had no mutuals. He the reason that little 13-year-old that's missing was pregnant. He has so many kids by minors. Her aunt, which is his girlfriend. And also remember, he had a fiance at the time, and the aunt's household members allowed to occur. They've so-called known since September 2023. CPS was called, nothing's happened. Now she's missing, and the phone's pinged off the same tower the day she went missing, somewhere away from the home. I'm proud of the family members that went to the officials and are speaking out. I just pray maybe she ran to escape. Now remember, you just see the people that were on there. Those were not her grandma. That was not her grandma, and that was not Auntie. Those are people I've never seen before. Those were the ones on the news. So I think it's common knowledge in that area that they all knew, guys. They all knew. You guys have a good night. I see some people dropping out. Deb H. Have a good night, y'all. Whoever's getting out of here. Yeah, he's so foul. So foul. Obviously, they couldn't find better because they had a lot of women fighting over one man, one predator, I should say. Hopefully this music don't mess me up.
Many people have asked about NaZiyah's parents. Her father sadly passed away July 25th due to heart failure.
My birthday.
He was fighting to the end to solve his baby girl's case.
Who's NaZiyah's biological father, who exclusively spoke with 7 News Detroit. He is fighting for his own life, but is holding on to find his little girl.
I know the family hopes and prays that she is still
Alive.
Correct. But if you get that phone call,
that's why I'm getting back in the ministry.
48-year-old Mervyn Jennings is NaZiyah Harris's biological father. He says he's tried to reconnect with his daughter for the past 8 years. Jennings says he was only reconnected after 2 Detroit Public Schools police officers tracked him down.
When the last time you been up to your daughter's school? I said, my daughter's school. I said, I don't even know what school she go to. I said, I've been looking for her. And they looked at each other, and I was like, what's going on? They said, your daughter's missing.
He's dealt with serious medical issues in the 8 years away from NaZiyah. Jennings has congestive heart failure. He says in April, doctors gave him only 7 days to live. While that prognosis has slightly improved, Mervyn needs a new heart. While dealing with those difficult health challenges, Mervyn says what really hurts his heart.
I believe my daughter was pregnant. Yes.
He says much of the family thinks NaZiyah was being assaulted by a man who is a convicted. We're not naming him because he hasn't been officially charged in the case.
Oh my God.
Hold on, guys.
Oh my God.
As for her mother, she has been disowned by the family and was initially unaware that NaZiyah was missing. NaZiyah's mother has been MIA. It has also come to the light that Roxy is not NaZiyah's blood cousin. She is actually someone who saw the story and wanted to help out, becoming one of the main individuals working to solve this case. Mark, referred to as the family friend, is a content creator on YouTube who does podcasts and has been assisting with the case as well. A few months back, Roxy and Mark found NaZiyah's mother. This is what they had to say about her on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you NaZiyah Harris's mother, affectionately known as Lady. Police couldn't get back in contact with her. Family couldn't find her. The community spoke on sightings of her, but we found her. Me and Roxy has been canvassing the neighborhood.
All right, sorry about that. I had to go feed Wesselton. Now, this is a true crime case, guys. It reads more like an episode on Maury Povich, but I appreciate everybody for being here. And you have to know the story in order to get justice for NaZiyah, because I want you guys to know everybody that's involved in the case that didn't do anything and those that I believe did. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button and get your comments blasted on there, guys, and I can see your pretty face. Pretty faces. All right. And if you're a man, you still got a pretty face, okay? What's up, Maurice, Australia? I haven't seen you in a while, but you've been back lately. All right, let's keep going.
Where she's known to be at for the last 2 weeks, and we finally connected with her. Yesterday, after we left the protest downtown at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, despite rumors of her daughter possibly being with her or being hid by her, NaZiyah is not with her mother. And regardless to her being where she is in life and the things that we've heard about her, I want to remove the negative stigma that has been placed on her in regards to this situation. From what I see and feel, Lady has a good heart despite her tribulations, and she is broken to the core about the situation involving her daughter. When we asked her what she knew, she said the last thing she heard about was the shoes that me and Roxy found, and that she had been cut off by all of the family inside the house where her daughter lived, so she knew nothing, because they wouldn't speak to her after NaZiyah went missing. When she asked us what we knew, we told her some of the details surrounding the situation. She started shivering and spoke with a shattered, shaking voice as she started to cry and said, "This evil-ass demon happening to me all my life." And those words came from her soul.
Yes, please.
And as for Tammy, the psychic, people say she's a fraud and that her readings is inaccurate, but plenty people believe her and a lot of people don't. But she recently posted this about NaZiyah.
Somebody told me that Roxy's live, a lady said they moved her. They have moved her. So somebody just said that a lady told Roxy that they moved NaZiyah yesterday. So the lady is right, and it makes sense now because I couldn't understand something when I channeled NaZiyah. NaZiyah doesn't know where she's at now. They don't have time, but I will tell y'all, so they need to hurry up because I hear construction. She's like at a construction site. There's either dump trucks or something of that nature. They don't have time. I heard it as plain as day. It was so loud. And when I channeled NaZiyah, when I did a deep channeling, she can't pinpoint. That's because they moved her. They did. The lady's telling the truth.
This whole situation is sad. And
There's
it's alleged
Roxy.
that he's not trying to cooperate on where he hid her body. If he has something to do with her disappearance, he needs to go under the jail. I just hope NaZiyah gets the justice she deserves soon. Please share this.
And please share this, y'all. Please. We have time for a little bit more to go. I just, everything that I share on here, everything that we put together, everything that you hear is so important to this case. I really, truly do believe that we have a good chance. And I say we because we're here doing this together, of finding NaZiyah's body. I don't think that Jarvis went that far. I think he had a really tight time constraints that day. They also have his pings and his pings and his pings, and he only had certain cars. He has a certain time frame that he was at the motel and not at the motel. So I really do truly think that they will find her. And yeah, no, please do not use psychics. Now, what I have to say about that is people don't have to be so rude about it. And I'm not calling anyone in here, but there was a lady, I don't know what her name was, Kay something or other, that did a really good spirit box about NaZiyah, and I shared it on my page and said, hey, I don't promote that, but she's keeping NaZiyah Harris's name in the public. And there was some rude people. So guys, just because we don't all agree on the same thing, at the end of the day, NaZiyah Harris is why we're here. We're not here to talk about the family and how awful they are. We're not here to talk about we're here for this little girl. So let's listen up for a little bit. This clip here, it just drew me to it because it talks about what we talked about earlier. NaZiyah Harris's aunt Shannon knew Jarvis and NaZiyah were texting each other since 2022. So we're going to listen to this just for a little bit here. I got to go get my daughter, but appreciate you guys for being here, all the support, all the love. Thank you guys so much. Also want you to know, again, this echoes Madeline Soto. I want to thank Bree also. She got us a new clip in the Madeline Soto case. She does FOIAs as well. And not only did she get us a FOIA, a video of the one you saw from allegedly speculating the other day, but we got another clip in there that nobody else has. So look forward to that. As soon as I see that, I'm going to definitely do a live. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to talk about with Stephen Stearns and the trial coming up, and the video that Plunder put out. So you guys, as much as you guys have love for Madeline Soto, let's have love for this little girl NaZiyah Harris and stay on it. All right, let's go. If Aunt Shannon knew that Jarvis and NaZiyah were texting since 2022 in this manner, then she should be in jail with Jarvis. But I tell you what, he's not going to tell on her because he doesn't want his baby mama getting those kids taken away, in my opinion.
Juice here and my sister Nikki, and we hope that you guys are having a good day today.
Hold on real quick.
Hey, we're going to get into this video. We're going to be talking about
real quick
NaZiyah Harris. And, I just want to say this one thing before we get
you saw
this
that
video. Now, first, I want to say this. Rest in peace to her. And I'm praying that we really do get the justice that she deserves with everybody, not just Jarvis, with Shannon,
yep,
with the grandma, and anybody that had ties to this little ring, that was going on, because it would almost seem like they're starting to run their own little organization here. But one thing that I want everyone to know is this. I know when death comes and it's a younger child, it is something that we hurt for so bad because we look at the things that they don't get a chance to experience. But every so often, because we know that we all gotta go, every last one of us have
but not this way. Not this way.
And every last one of us have an assignment as well while we're here on the face of this earth. Now, yes, I am a Christian. Your belief is your belief, and
Now, I agree with you, Rose, but I bet you Jarvis isn't going to open his mouth. First of all, he's not going to open his mouth and tell where he put NaZiyah, but he's not going to open his mouth and talk about her at all because of the kids. If anything, he's just going to stay quiet. It's much different than the Madeline Soto case, where I 110% believe that Stephen Stearns is going to roll on Jen Soto at the first opportunity that he gets. All right, let's keep going. We got a little bit of this. I appreciate her bringing this to, and these are all like creators I don't even know. There's so many people in Detroit that aren't even necessarily a creator. I guess they're a creator because they're putting a video out, but they're not monetized. They're not anything. They're just trying to get the word out about NaZiyah. So I appreciate those people. That's how I've been finding my news. I love this. I love the kitty cats or whatever. I can't see. Where are my potatoes? We need some evil potatoes up here, guys. Let's use the evil potato text.
I don't disrespect nobody's belief.
Exactly.
In what you believe in. Okay? And there's always going to be a great child.
Yes.
A great adult that leave us.
This is right now,
have
girlfriend.
So many things
Today. Right now.
People. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, this one, Abraham Lincoln, people that have the biggest changes.
Look at that. January 9th, January 10th.
Maybe their deaths are exposed in a very big way.
2025,
but they're
baby.
Here to call to do something. And NaZiyah was born for this purpose here. This is a sad case. It's a sad thing. It's a disaster. It's a mess. I hate that she was in a ring with nothing but lion, tigers, and bears, and she didn't have a chance. But that's a okay at the end, because her death will not go in vain at all. And now, for every parent that have sat back and watched the trial, this is something that we need to show our kids. So now it gives them that encouragement to speak up. And parents, when the kids are speaking up, please don't be Shannon or Annette and all the rest of these people. Don't be that kind of person. Where somebody got to show you and tell you so much because it just takes so much for you to believe in everything because you don't feel like you're worthy of a man. You just really need one in your life, even though this person is tearing and messing you up day by day and doing all this rest of this crap that's going on. Okay? No, not now. The kids will be able to come out with confidence and understand that there's a cause and its effect to things. And you could end up like this. And so with NaZiyah,
rest in peace,
she
NaZiyah.
broke this case. She broke the mold for this very thing to happen. And so therefore you have to speak up when you see that an adult is taking advantage over you. Whether it's the pastor, the teacher, the mom, the stepdaddy, the stepmama, the sister, brothers, cousin, neighbors, cats, dogs. It doesn't matter what it is. Open up your mouth and say something. Because it's not right. This should not be happening to you. And don't be scared to do it. Because guess what? Nobody can laugh and pick and carry on. They just can't.
And you know what? She didn't. I think actually, I'm not going to say that. She didn't speak up. I think she spoke up just fine. As a matter of fact, from what I hear, she told her aunt Shannon what was going on. And instead of her aunt Shannon doing anything about it, she ignored her. She ignored her and she tried to play the dumb card. Casey says, I can't help notice, but Jay, what up, girl, with your eyebrows? They be disappearing. My eyebrows aren't disappearing, girlfriend. I got lines in them. Casey Case. My eyebrows are disappearing. I thought I had the favorite eyebrows here. I shouldn't even answer that one because we're talking about NaZiyah, but I can get my clippers out and clip it for you right here. I put lines in my eyebrows. I just got a haircut today too. So, girlfriend, if you want me to give you tips on how to cut your eyebrows with a razor, let me know. It doesn't sound like you do, but that was pretty funny. What was up with that? Why don't we say a prayer for NaZiyah instead of talking about the lines in my eyebrows? How about that? Yeah, thank you. You got to have a certain class, right? Jesus certified. It's called style. You see that? I don't even have the headphones on anymore, but I've also got a mohawk, y'all. What do you think about my mohawk? Got the hawk, got the style. That's what it's called. Bless you guys for being amazing people. Yeah, I just went and got a haircut for all y'all. But right now we're talking about NaZiyah. So that's funny that people if you don't have style, you just don't got it. You got style, you got it. I see love. I see Jesus certified's got style. Yeah, nice. Ice, baby to go. Yeah, maybe it's the tattoos. Maybe it's the tattoos that are throwing you off something, but all right, let's listen to her preach a little bit more. I do want to show you some things on TikTok, but I do want to show you something on TikTok. She looks pregnant. NaZiyah looks pregnant before she went missing. Let's listen to this a little more. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to go get the baby. So, ice, baby.
And it's nothing to be embarrassed about because
Leo, baby.
You didn't do it to yourself.
Leo, baby.
If you could defend yourself, you would have. But there's not too many children that can fight off an adult that I've seen and known. They just can't do it. So now let's get on with this. And now, guys, listen. I was looking at this case and been watching the podcast and doing all this stuff, and something came to me.
Right.
And I was like, well, dang, hold up.
Thank you, Sin. Appreciate you.
Jarvis and the grandma and they have to have a relationship in some way. The same with Shannon. It has to be like a ringleader, and it has to be something in this way. And listen, if I'm reaching for something, say, you know what, girl, you reaching. If I'm not reaching, then hey, guess what? Stick along and stay. I'm inviting you to stay to this conversation, okay? The reason why I'm feeling like Jarvis and the grandma then did something that he, with his slick behind self, have came and said to the grandma, giving her maybe compliments, sleeping with her, and just doing little things
Yes.
to keep everybody in line along with Shannon. Like, I truly believe this, and this is the reason.
You know what? That interview bothers me so much right here. Annette Harris, her grandma. I saw this interview of her. This was one of the original interviews on Channel 4. Not one tear, you guys, and not one shedded tear. She had those little, like, what do you call those? The L's are the ones. And to me, I didn't see a damn thing that she was worried about it. She knew that Jarvis and NaZiyah were doing the thing. And thank you guys. I wish you guys lived in San Jose so I can say, come on, girls, let's go. We're all going out to dinner. Let's do it. Let's go I don't even drink, but let's go have a drink, girls. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I want to fight some justice with you guys. And I wish you were here with me. The 11s. Thank you. Got you. Snoot shoots says Jay the Snizzle. I love the fact that she has a badass show looking. Yeah, loves country. Yes, country, baby, country. Love me some country. All right, so that's Annette Harris. That's grandma. I don't buy it for a second. That's what I buy. Fake ass crying. Do you have the video of her, the morning routine? She's horrible. I don't know. I have so many videos, but I want to show you some stuff of NaZiyah. I'm gonna pull this down. I'll stop sharing it and I'll come back to it because you guys, I have so much information on this case that I can't pass up the opportunity to show you. Let me show you this. This girl looked like she was pregnant. This is before she went missing. Now, I know it's cold. I know it was cold out there, and this cute little angel had Nickelodeon on. This poor girl grew up way too fast. I'm disgusted by it. So, if you go onto TikTok and you look at a bunch of things, there's a ton of NaZiyah Harris stuff. I just don't want to get in trouble for the music, all right? But let's see what they say there. Doesn't she look at her face? You saw some of the other pictures with her with the glasses and it kind of dulled it down, but right here, I think she was pregnant. I want to say someone say 40 years I smell breed. It's pure demonic. A demon had been running rapidly in that family for 40 years. I smell inbreeding. Jarvis essayed his own child. Shannon has 2 daughters also. Shannon was 16 when Jarvis was 31, you guys. The extended family reported Jarvis messing with Shannon when she was 15 years old, guys. So she started from 15 up until the age she is now, and that's why she has 5 children by Jarvis, and nobody blinked an eye, guys. All right, so it says, so we're talking incest in this family, we're talking SA, and they're letting it run rampant. All right, so Shannon was 15 when he essayed her. Annette does not deserve to have any of the children around her entire immediate sick family, and this is all in my opinion, allegedly, okay? But I found this for you to show you. Annette does the Detroit community needs to file a suit on CPS, DDP, and the mayor and governor need to get involved. I'm not sure why the attorney general has not stepped in, but the police were called several times about Jarvis being around children and just asked him to leave. They did nothing and they all failed NaZiyah. They need to check that fridge that has chains on it. You guys hear that? So disturbing, so disgusting. And I think us as a community here on Guilty of Crime want justice for NaZiyah way more than any one of those family members that are fake crying. Again, in my opinion, all allegedly. All right, Carolina says, no way NaZiyah Harris looks way older than 13, but it wasn't her fault. Her mentality, Carolina, was that of, I can't even imagine. I'm going to give you guys TMI about myself, but to be honest with you, the way my mom raised me, I was a late bloomer, folks. I was almost 18. I was graduating from high school before I had sex. Okay, yes, no surprise. I'm gay now. I'm gay. I didn't come out until I was like 19. And then I didn't come out even further until I was like 25, 26. So yes, I used to date men when I was younger, but I was a late bloomer. I didn't have sex until I was about 18. Right about to graduate. This poor little girl didn't get a chance to grow up. And so when I see things like this, and I understand the way my mom protected me, and hopefully many of your moms protected you, she was way too ahead of what she was supposed to be. Yeah, they have chains on their fridges in that house, you guys. Northern dates. Well, I'm glad that I wasn't late because I got teased quite a bit in high school because all my friends were having sex and I wasn't. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. And my mom said, honey, unless you're ready for pregnancy and you're ready for all the sex talk, don't do it. And I didn't. So I felt like that because of peer pressure. And I feel like nowadays, it's just nowadays it's even younger. Rose says, Jay, you had 2 outcomes, you lucky cat. Wait, did I just come out to you guys right now? Did you guys know I was gay? The butterfly will emerge when it's ready. Yeah, right. I wasn't ready for any of that. And this little girl, let's say a prayer before we all head out. Let's say a prayer that this little girl's body gets found, you guys. And please, I know you guys have some community, whatever community, and nothing wrong with being a late bloomer. So things happen. But this little girl shouldn't have known half of what she knew. She shouldn't have been telling this Jarvis guy, hey, come downstairs so I can suck your dick. Yeah, love my mom. Bless my mom's heart. She knew too much. Laureen says, my grandmother was 18. She was still no surprise. Yeah, I was proud of it. It's just I got shamed and stuff. Like people acted like I was weird because I didn't want to do that. But for this little girl, way too young, way too soon. Nobody helped her through it. The only monster that told her about what to do was Jarvis, and it was for his own benefit, guys. All right. So you guys, thank talking with me. I'm glad you guys are all here today. I love you guys so much. I think I'm gonna go take a look at that that whatever Bree sent me and put me together, and I'll see if I'm gonna give you guys some exclusive content tomorrow. I have more coming for this case. I have some mind-blowing ish in the Sebastian Rogers case, you guys. As much as I don't like to get into the dirt of it, I'm going to go roll around with the rest of those pigs, except I'm going to tell you real things and give you real content. So I can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. I love you guys so very much. Let me read a couple more comments. Rose says the pic of NaZiyah looks very different than the pic of her at school. Doesn't it? That's insane. It also looks different when you're wearing glasses than when you're not, you guys. So thank you guys for being here. I love you. I'm going to go get the baby. She's probably already mad at me because, whatever. You never know with the kids. Representing the Leo, y'all. Love each and every single one of you. And remember, be safe. Have a wonderful night. And come back and see me tomorrow, okay? All right, y'all. Love you guys. Mwah. Good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance.
guilty of crime? Are you guilty of crime?